is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Happy Monday, Jack.
Hello.
How was your weekend?
It was beautiful. I got to jet up to Sydney for a 48-hour trip, and the weather up there was incredible.
Yeah, I can't say the same for from where I'm from. I did the Peninsula Film Festival down on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, and it was freezing. By the end of the night, I was wrapped in a picnic blanket.
Wow.
A picnic blanket. You know, the ones with the tartan on one side and the plastic on the other. I was like, can somebody throw a charcuterie board on me just to completely fit, to complete my outfit? I did try a culinary classic that has escaped me so far.
What was it?
The Spud Tornado, or the Tornado Spud. They're made with like a cordless drill. It's a whole potato and it curls up, and then you deep fry it.
Yum.
Oh my God. And then you put some magical salt and vinegar salt on it. It was unbelievable.
Aside from the film festival, where could you get one or make one?
I did ask the question. They're at like carnivals and shows and Easter shows and all that sort of stuff, but I will be hunting them down.
Yeah, I want one.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Say g'day.
Yes, thanks to Priceline Pharmacy, I've got a giant wallet full of vouchers, and I'm going to give one to Ashley from Melbourne. Hey, Ash.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. What was the most interesting thing you did this weekend? Make it good.
So the most interesting thing I did was, I guess, some live entertainment from my children.
Oh my God. What was it?
So they were singing, dancing, putting on some concerts, doing some acrobatics on my furniture.
That is vintage Jack Charles. I used to love doing an at-home concert.
An art museum.
That is some that's some hardcore mumming that you did this weekend. You need to blow off some steam at a Priceline Pharmacy. It's $50 for you, Ash. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Sarah from Sydney. Sarah.
Hi.
What was the most interesting thing you did this weekend?
I tried my first Barry's class on Saturday morning, and I almost fainted within the first 10 minutes.
So is that how you pronounce it? I've always seen it around Barre, and I say Barre. Am I a bit up myself?
No. Barry's with a Y.
Well, what's a Barry class?
It's like an intense an-hour hit session, like with 50 people in the same room.
Why is it called Barry?
I think his name's Barry, and then he opened it up or something. It's like an international class.
It was massive in LA in America. A lot of celebs used to do it, and now it's over here.
Barry. Oh, Sarah. There's definitely a Priceline voucher in it for you, Says. Beck from Adelaide. Beck.
Hi, how you going?
What did you do this weekend?
Well, we went away camping in our caravan, and I was in the caravan and I was about to stepped out the caravan step collapsed, and I broke my ankle in 3 places.
Oh, that's my worst nightmare, Beck. Is that 6 weeks in a moon boot for you?
It's surgery first with a plate and screws, and then your wheelchair bound or can't weight there for... I've probably got about 8 weeks of no weight bearing, and I've got a little special needs boy as well, so my life is just gone from doing everything in camping and loving life to, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
You know what I'm going to say, Beck. You brought this on yourself because camping is the worst pastime ever.
I know, and I was walking out the van to have a look at a dog, a bloody little dog.
Oh, Beck, this is terrible. I think, look, I can't choose a winner. I'm terrible at this. Normally we give away a $50 Priceline voucher. I'm going to supersize them all to 100 today. I feel like Oprah Winfrey. $100. Look, it's not going to fix your ankle, but it's certainly going to get you a nice face mask and maybe an ice pack, Beck.
Thank you so much. It's going to cheer me up. Thank you.
And
That's fantastic.
You'll have to call a friend to do your shopping because you're stuck at home for a very long time.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
For all your health and beauty products and advice you can count on, visit Priceline Pharmacy. Priceline has a massive range of brands at great everyday prices. Whatever you're after, you'll find it at Priceline Pharmacy.
Hurry into your nearest Priceline pharmacy or check out priceline.com.au.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
I'm thrilled to welcome p.m. superstar and new host of A Current Affair, Ali Langdon. Hi, Ali.
Hi, Chrissie. It's so nice to talk to you.
It's so good to see you. You're doing a great job on A Current Affair.
Can I say exactly the same thing about you and your show in the afternoon now?
You're very
You
sweet.
are killing it. Are you enjoying it?
I sort of the good thing about this show is that there was almost nothing going on at 2 p.m. and you're stepping into very big shoes. The great Tracy Grimshaw. I love that woman.
So do I. And look, and she's been wonderful. She's given me lots of advice along the way.
What's the biggest piece of advice she's given you?
Just be real.
Yeah.
And it sounds really simple, right? But it's just so true. Be real, be authentic, and the audience will come along with you.
It gets too exhausting to be any other way, Ali.
I know. Now, there's not much left in the tank.
No, there isn't. Every time I see you, I bring up the first time I came across your name, and you may or may not remember, I'm a true crime aficionado.
I know.
I read your 2007 book. It was the first time I'd ever heard the name Alison Langdon, and it's called The Child Who Never Was, the story of Tegan Lane.
Yeah, that was a big court case that I covered back when I was working for News in Sydney, and I covered the inquest, I covered the trial, and I eventually met Kelly in prison. And I went to visit her, and it was such a strange experience because I've got very strong feelings about it in the sense that I don't understand why she's in jail when there is no evidence, there's no body and really no proof that the baby is dead.
It is an unusual case, isn't it?
Look, it is. And I mean, and as I think the coroner found at the time, the likelihood is that child is dead, but I just don't know, how a mother feels in those moments after giving birth all alone and what happened in that moment.
Well,
anyway.
I knew I was talking to you and I thought, I'm going to reread that book because it was a long time. I've looked on eBay. They're $200 each.
Are they?
I hope you've got a box of them at home because you're on a sweet little earner there, Langdon.
Whoa. Well, can I tell you, I'm not getting any of that money.
Well, you should. You should contact the publisher and get a stash, and then you wouldn't have to work so hard on A Current Affair.
Holy moly. Is that the case? Maybe it's not being published anymore, and so that's why it's so limited. I think I've got 2 copies left at home, so if it all goes pear-shaped, there you go. I can sell them, and there's $400.
That's $400, and that'll keep you in blueberries for your 2 babies for at least 2 weeks. I'm so delighted that you're on my show. Can you stick around? You've interviewed some of the biggest names in the world, and you're a fabulous interviewer. I've created a little segment just for you, Ali Langdon, called I've Just Got to Ask. Now, this is something that I've made up just for you, Alison, because I imagine there are plenty of questions you want to ask all these famous people that you interview. And indeed, the dodgy roof tilers that are ripping off lots of pensioners as well. You want to ask them stuff.
Well, look, can I say I had both of those stories last week in my first week at A Current Affair, so
I
thanks
love
for watching.
them. Are you excited for your first crazy neighbour's dog story?
We've got one tonight.
Oh, amazing.
They are the best. They are the best.
It is the rich tapestry of A Current Affair in that we do the dog,
yes,
neighbour story into, big issues like domestic violence and what have you. We cover it all.
Yeah, that was a really moving interview last week as well, and kudos to you. You're just wonderful. But back to the segment in question. I've just got to ask, what would you ask?
Okay.
Prince Harry, without fear or favour, one question.
Prince Harry, one question. What's the name of the older lady who pipped a cherry or popped your... What is it? Pipped your cherry? Popped your cherry?
Alison,
what is it?
I can reveal that she has come out of the woodwork.
I read that article. Do we really think it's her?
I don't think it is, because at the time she was 19 at her 19th birthday party. That's not an older woman.
Yeah, and even that article where she talked about, I can't believe he didn't give me the heads up. It's like, he didn't name you.
Yeah.
He didn't name you. I don't even really want to know, because I just think that's also gross.
Who do you think? Do you think it's gross? Who do you think it might be though? Like I want it to be like Helen Mirren. That would be
She's
iconic.
too classy for
Or like a Spice
the
Girl.
paddock out the back of the pub. Wasn't there a whole lot of talk about it maybe being Liz Hurley? But she's come out and said, absolutely no way was it me.
has she
Would
denied?
you admit to it, is what I want to know. Would you admit to it?
Yes, I would.
I feel like Liz would as well.
I think Liz would.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either. No, you're absolutely spot on. All right. I just got to ask one question. She was in the news last week because her 8 children turned 14. We came to know her as Octomom. What would you ask her?
Why?
8 kids.
I know. And like, why? Yeah, exactly. Why? And how? I mean, my goodness. I don't remember all those stories, and then she went quiet for a while. But can you imagine 14? I mean, you've got a 14-year-old Chrissie. Can you imagine times 8 in your house?
I cannot imagine the smell of hormones.
Oh.
And Ellie, your face. It's all ahead of you.
Hey, I don't have 8 of them.
Yeah, that's true. Now, just to give you a recap, Octomom, she had 8 kids, but not one after the other. She had them all in one go. You can Google her and find out. All right, last person for I've just got to ask. He's been in the news a lot lately.
Okay.
Ex-cricketer, commentator. And
I know where you're going with this.
Bare-chested Noosa fighter, Michael Clark.
Okay, 2 high-profile women. Maybe, how did you think you'd get away with it?
What a great question. I don't know what the answer would be, so I hope you get an opportunity to interview
So
him.
do I.
Well, is a current affair chasing something with Michael Clark, do you think?
We're chasing everything.
Yeah.
Every possible story you can think of at the moment. We are on the phone and we're chasing hard.
It is unmissable TV now with Alison Langdon at the helm at 7 p.m, Channel 9 every night. And tonight, what a bonanza. The Neighbour from Hell story that we're all been waiting for. Hey, thanks, Ali. It's always a thrill to see you.
So lovely to talk to you, Chrissie, and well done on the new gig. You are killing it.
Thanks, mate.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show. Chrissie's Clickbait.
As just mentioned with the great Ali Langdon, the older woman who took Prince Harry's virginity has revealed herself. Note I said has revealed herself, not has been revealed, because I smell a rat here. This woman, Sasha Walpole, was a friend of Prince Harry's years ago. And she alleges that she's the older woman. Now, there was a big furore about this. His book came out, over the break, and I've bought a copy, but I haven't got around to reading it yet.
I was going to say, I want to read it, but then there's a part of me that also wants to listen to the audiobook to hear him say things like, Todger.
Yeah, well, he reads it.
Yeah.
He reads his own book, which I just think is so weird.
What a tedious task that would have been for him as well.
Absolutely. I know what you mean, though. It would be nice to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
But Sasha Walpole was a friend of his in their teenage years, and she said, "Oh, look, you got me. You know, I was the woman." I'm sorry. He was 16 at the time and she just turned 19. When you talk about an older woman...
That ain't it.
It's not two and a bit years. It's just not.
And do you really think the woman would reveal herself? I mean, maybe she would, but it just feels like someone trying to cash in.
Yeah, I agree. And she says that they were friends and just one thing led to another. And here's another, because, you know, I'm a true crime addict.
Yeah.
She says, we ended up on the floor. Now... when you talk about the ground, because it happened in a meadow, you don't call it the floor.
No.
You call it the ground.
grass.
We ended up on the ground. We ended up on the... Yeah. You don't say we ended up on the floor.
No.
Thrown out of court.
Detective Chrissie has nailed it again.
Correct. A total lie. Now, I want to talk about Australian Idol. It's good old-fashioned fun. It's on at the moment, Channel 7, with our good friend Ricky Lee Coulter at the helm. Last night, bit of a blast from the past. Shannon Knowles' niece has come back with vengeance on her mind. Her name is Tess. She's also from Condobolin. This is what she sounded like.
I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like we're saying goodbye.
It's nearly fabulous.
Wherever we're standing.
Yeah.
And it's
I won't take you for granted.
She's got a beautiful voice. She just needs a bit of work. That's what the judges said as well.
Right. A bold choice singing a Meghan Trainor song to Trainor herself.
I agree, but Meghan loved it and said that out of all of the girls that had sung her music, that was her favourite one. So it wasn't one of those shame auditions, but it just got me thinking about the great Shannon Knoll. And look, I've got a top 2 of his that he's ever released. Of course, there's this one. What a ripper.
It isn't fair.
People would argue he was robbed at the Idol finale of 2003 when he came runner-up to Guy Sebastian. I reckon he should have rolled this out. This is his finest performance of all time.
A shoey for Shannon.
Yeah, shoey for Shadow.
Yeah.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Busy mum alert, Hollywood Jack.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Married at First Sight yet. I've got it on my list of things to do. What's been happening?
So last night, the final 2 weddings happened. I want to hone in on a particular couple, Melissa and Josh. Now, Melissa, we've seen in the ads and sort of seen her at the hens party as being a 41-year-old, I'm going to say horny mum.
Okay, right. She's saucy.
She's saucy and she loves to talk about it.
Okay, all right.
And last night, her and Josh, we saw them wake up on their honeymoon and they were asked how the night was.
Okay.
How was your wedding night? Was it good?
Was sex last night with Josh good? Yes.
Did any intimacy progress?
No intimacy progress.
Last night went off with a bang.
We're older, we don't have to jump in any of that stuff, and we've got a lot of time to get to know each other, so there's no need to rush that aspect.
Thor does have a big hammer.
Oh my God. So they were obviously separated and they're telling what happened last night. Completely different stories.
A producer's getting completely different stories. So somebody's lying.
Yeah.
And I initially just thought she must have been, because she's really pushed this narrative that she's, raunchy.
Right.
But then we saw them have a conversation sort of hidden behind a leaf, and this is what went down.
They ask you if you've had sex with me, right?
They have a few times, and I just said no.
You're lying.
Well, I mean, I've got some integrity where I would keep some things for us.
Yes. Also, is that Luke McGregor or what's going on? Yes, he's got integrity. I love that.
I know, but he did lie.
So obviously what's happened is they have done the business and she's open about it and he is respecting her and also keeping his own stuff private, which is fair.
While she's talking about his big hammer.
Oh
and then after that little interaction, a producer then asked him again.
So have you been intimate?
Yeah, we have been intimate.
Okay.
You know, the details of which I don't really want to go in. It's not in my nature to talk to that level of detail. But yeah, we have.
He sounds like a sweetheart,
I know.
but he obviously hasn't watched the show.
No, he hasn't.
God, I feel scared for him.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
What's my name?
Who is it? Chrissie Swans. Who am I?
Hi, Kerry from Melbourne. How are you?
Hi, Chrissie. How you going?
Yeah, good to hear you. Hey, are you ready to win $500 cash?
I would like to win $500 cash.
What would you spend it on?
Well, we've just booked a trip to Bali, so it would be some spending money.
Kerry, me too. How sweet.
I know. I seen your post, actually, on the holidays, and I was like, damn you for seeing
When
that.
are you going? Are you escaping the hideous winter?
In August, we're going.
Yes, girlfriend! I'll have to, off air, I'll give you all the best places to get coffee and poke bowls and breakfast, and you'll love it. All right, let's get to this $500 so that you can buy some sarongs. I've got 5 clues in front of me about a particular celeb. You get $100 taken out of your kitty every time you get one wrong. Are you ready, Kerry?
I am, thank you.
I was born in 1992 in London and studied musical theatre and jazz while I was in high school. Yeah, go for it.
Hugh Jackman?
No, but this person has a great voice. Jack's getting mad at me.
Kerry, she tries to give it away far too easily.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Should have seen the look of death he just gave me.
Okay, that's $100 down, up to 400 cash.
All right, bean counter. For $400, Kerry, I am addicted to tattoos. I have over 35 at last count, and last year I had the word romance tattooed on my tummy. This person loves shush, Jack.
No, you shush.
Okay.
Sorry, Kerry.
Come on, Kez. Pull it together. I've won many awards, including 4 Grammys, which are on today, 3 Billboard Music Awards, and an Oscar. I don't remember that. Oh, yes, I do.
Kerry?
No idea. Harry Styles?
No. Oh, my God. For $200. You'd be lucky to get a Bintang singlet for this, Kerry. Tickets to my tour, Gloria, went on sale. Yeah! At the body shop, doing something unholy. That's you with a watered down cocktail doing something unholy.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Roll up, Jack and friends. The Carnival of Lady Madness that is my life is coming to a town near you. Okay. I have an example of my utterly unhinged brain that happened this weekend that you're just not going to believe.
Talk to me. What went down?
Saturday morning, I meet my friend Jamie at my local cafe.
Yeah.
And we both have a backpack on and we go shopping and we get a coffee and it's fabulous.
Steal your flowers.
Yes, all that stuff. Every Saturday morning, 7:30 on the knocker, and I live for it and love it. First stop is always at the local fresh food market. We get some salmon, get some smoked salmon. My son loves it. Jamie loves it. I love it.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? We get this fancy salmon, right? So we're standing in front of Tom's salmon stall, and it's this tiny little stall, and he sells just a few bagels, some fresh lemons, this amazing salmon.
I'm hungry.
Oh man, I'll bring you some in next week actually, because you'll lose your mind. And then there's like a little stack next to his cash register with like pickles and little condiments and whatever. On top of the stack, I'm talking to Tom, talking to Jamie, on top of the stack I see my latest obsession, a Frank Green water bottle.
Okay.
Right?
So like one that's for sale or just sitting there?
No, it's just sitting there. It's clearly been abandoned.
Oh.
And I see it, and it's incongruous there because it's not pickles and it's in front of this pickle. And, you know, I'm obsessed with it. And it's like, you know, when you buy a yellow car, then you see yellow cars everywhere. Ever since I've had this Frank Green water bottle, I see Frank Green water bottles everywhere. So, and I've got a few, full disclosure. So I'm looking at this light grey, sort of dove grey, top and bottom Frank Green water bottle. And I say to Tom, the salmon man, I go, oh my God, look. Someone's going to be devastated. Someone's left their Frank Green water bottle here. And he said, he's Canadian. He said, yeah, well, it's been there for a whole week and I have put it out really high up on here because, you know, those things are great. And I reckon someone's really going to miss it. I grab the bottle and I say, damn right, someone is going to miss this bottle. They're the greatest bottles ever. Someone has lost it. And then I look at it and the letters CS are engraved on the water bottle. And
No way.
And I say, it's me.
I'm the problem, it's me.
I'm the someone that's going to miss it. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. I had left it there the previous Saturday.
How had you not recognise the colour?
I hadn't.
The shape, the size.
And I'd waxed lyrical about this poor, sad person that must be so desperately missing their water bottle. And guess what? It was me.
You've lost it.
Seriously, I've lost my mind.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Chrissie's Clickbait.
Fresh off the press, Beyonce was an hour late to the Grammys. Stuck in traffic.
That is some relatable content.
That is some relatable content. What is not as relatable is she's also just clocked up the most Grammys ever won by an individual in the history of music.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
She's extraordinary. I also clicked on Hailey Bieber bringing the hot pants back.
Okay.
This is sad news for me. Having said that, every pair of pants I wear are a pair of hot pants, am I right? Speaking of hot pants, Kylie Minogue in the news again. She's split from her boyfriend of 5 years, Paul Solomons.
Okay. Is he the magazine dude?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
And, you know, distance, whatever. Maybe he was boring. They've broken up. She's just said, look, it's not going to work. But she's really keen to avoid the standard narrative that goes every single time she breaks up with someone about, poor Kylie. Oh, so sad. And you said something interesting to me in the office just before Hollywood Jack. Please repeat it.
I just feel I love Kylie, you know that. But like she seems to struggle to keep a boyfriend. You didn't like me saying
No,
that.
I don't like it. I said, ask that to me on air. So here's the thing. Relationships come and go.
Yeah.
She's a busy, successful woman.
I know.
And she's had a very successful relationship. Not all relationships last for decades and decades, and arguably few of them should. Do you know what I mean? Most people I know that have been together for decades
for sure,
are utterly miserable. So I think she's keeping it tight and bright.
Okay.
I think she goes for the sort of tight five.
Yeah.
You know, like a stand-up comedian, gets a good 5 minutes, performs it. She has a good 5 years, and then she's out on her own. Absolutely. She's driving away from that house singing Free Fallin', just like Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire. I'm here for it. Please do not feel sorry for this woman.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Yesterday was an auspicious occasion for me. 5th of February. That's my 2-year, I think the official term is soberversary. Means I haven't had any booze in 2 years.
That's flown.
I know. You've known me all through that time.
And luckily I've made up for it for you. I've had your intake.
You're not the only one, my friend. You're not the only one. But yeah, so 2 years I haven't had a drink. And I don't want to make a big deal about it because, to be honest, I found it very easy.
Yeah.
I found it super easy. And once I'd made the decision, everything just fell into place and I don't miss it. And it's been a fantastic choice for me. But I was talking to my friend last night, Josh, on the phone. I was out on my walk and I gave him a call. And I haven't spoken to him for ages, so there was a lot to go through. And I said to him, just in passing, oh, look, you know, because he's also known me throughout the whole time. And I said, 2 years. That's flown, hasn't it? And he goes, hang on, the 5th of Feb, that's a weird date to have chosen.
Yeah.
You know, normally it's
a New Year's resolution or something.
Exactly.
Or the start of Feb Fast.
Or Feb Fast, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's either because of the 31st of December or it's the 1st of Feb. Why is yours the 5th? And it's interesting because if you're thinking about, you know, your relationship with booze, know that I didn't give it up first off, right?
Yeah.
So I gave up on New Year's Eve, 31st of December. And I lasted about 2.5 weeks.
Right.
And then I went to Queensland to go out for my dad's birthday. He turned 80. And I had to drink. I don't know how long. I don't know how much time you spent with family, but mate, I was not getting through that without a few beverages.
So that says all we need to know about the dinner.
So I fell off the wagon there, and it was a beautiful celebration. And then I got back to Melbourne and I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm really going to do it this time. And Feb 1st came around. I thought, great, perfect, easy to remember. Yeah. I'm going to start Feb Fast and just extend it. And I did. I didn't drink on the 1st of Feb, and that was it. And then I must have had a fair nudge on the 2nd or the 3rd, or there must have been something, maybe a work function or whatever.
Okay.
And I fell off the wagon. And then on the 5th, I went, this is it. I'm going to do it on the 5th, and it's not the 1st and it's not the 31st, but it'll have to do. Today's the day, and that stuck. So if you're thinking about it, just keep trying. Eventually you'll find a day that sticks, and before you know it, you're celebrating years and years, and all the clarity and energy and authenticity that comes with having to feel your feelings and not having hangovers.
Congratulations, Swanee. It's
thank you.
A huge feat, 2 years.
Tell you what, it never ever gets old. The joy of not having a hangover.
Oh, I can imagine. No, I can't imagine.
Fingers crossed ever again. No, you can't imagine.
No.
Trust me.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.